another big major story from yesterday is that Nancy Mace took to the House floor to give an almost hour-long speech saying that her ex-fiance and 3 of his business partners are basically predators. And so she did a lot of videoing leading up to the speech. She like promoted the speech like it was, she's been talking about this for several days. And then ultimately she called them out saying that she looked at her ex-fiance's phone and found not only videos of herself that she didn't know were on there, where she was not even coherent, but videos of other women and girls who were clearly not consenting to what was happening to them, and that these 3 other men allegedly were also filming and involved in this sort of human trafficking operation. And so it's interesting that she chose the House floor to talk about this, but that's what she did. Here's just a little piece of it.
And she had long brown hair. I turned up the volume to hear if there was audio. I heard my voice. I zoomed in on the video, and that woman was me. My entire body was paralyzed, and I couldn't move. Were my feet on the floor? Was I breathing? I have no idea. I could feel pain shooting out of my heart, out of my chest, drop straight down to the floor like I was in a nosedive. The pain running through my veins wouldn't stop. Time was suspended for a moment. This monster stole my body. It felt like I had been raped.
So that's what that was like. That was that was obviously just a tiny piece of an hour-long speech. And she talked about having a lot of evidence. I don't know how she has it. She saw all this stuff on his phone. And you might ask, well, did she go to the authorities? Part of the speech apparently involved saying, yes, she went to the attorney general and said, I have all this evidence and you need to do something. And nothing was done. And in fact, there were threats against her that she would be investigated. And so she, I guess, felt like this was her only recourse to take it to this level. And the reason, because now Patrick Bryant, who is her ex-fiance, is saying categorically this is untrue, that he's denying this. One of the other gentlemen is already denying it too, threatening lawsuits. But they don't have much of a case because, according to the New York Post, there's a provision of the Constitution known as this, or this may not be the New York Post, but some outlet. There's a provision of the Constitution known as a speech or debate clause, which gives members of Congress very broad protection from prosecution for what they say while they're doing their legislative duties. In other words, making speeches on the floor of the House.
Yeah, so she can't be charged for defamation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she criticized the Attorney General, Alan Wilson, who she said he did not do enough to investigate. But his point back to her is, that's not how the Attorney General's office works. Like, you just, like, a citizen does not come to me and say, hey, I've been the victim of a crime. He is brought crimes by prosecutors. And so he's also refuting her claims about how this went. They're both considering running for governor of my state this year. God, so there's a little bit of stuff there, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people are praising her for her bravery and courage for saying all the things and for trying to help other women, because there were other women that she found evidence of being harmed. Mm-hmm. One woman she had to tell was raped. Like, she had to tell some woman, hey, I saw a video of you being violated by my ex-fiance and some other dudes.
And you didn't know it.
This woman had no idea.
Because she was drugged. Yeah, she was drugged.
So
right. So there's like
a lot going on here.
I have questions because I want to know, like, why didn't she go to the police? Does she still have the tapes? Does she still have the evidence? Does she make copies of it? Like, how?
She says she has the evidence, but I don't
Okay.
know at what point or who exactly she has given this evidence to at
Right,
this
right.
point.
If
So
there's video proof, then these guys should go to jail.
absolutely they
I mean,
should.
this is the thing. These guys should go to jail, and that they should be in jail right now. And if there's more than one woman, where are these other women? Like she needs to I just I have so many more questions. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Because there's
Right.
a lot of stuff that led up to the speech seemed very performative to me. I'm just going to say it. Like I look at her Twitter feed, she has been promoting this speech with little videos and like here I am in the car here I am at Waffle House getting ready to fuel up for my big speech. A lot of it seems very performative, and I'm not trying to take away the fact that maybe what she's doing is
Right.
super brave,
I hear
but
you.
I am kind of icked out by the level of look at me, look at me, look at
The build
me
up,
that
the
is
build up
going
to
into
it.
this.
Right,
Like
right.
it's kind of weird.
Especially
So
considering there is going to be a governor's run.
right.
Right. Yeah.
And considering the fact that this was a very ugly breakup and
Mhm.
she's using clearly her platform in a way that makes her untouchable, right? And so if they're in this like really contentious breakup and she's like I can say anything I want about you on the House floor and I won't get in trouble for it. There's just a lot of weird stuff at play here and I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know what to think about it.
a ton of different elements, and I still have questions. I agree with you, Ma. I totally
Yeah,
agree,
I
and I
have a
hate
lot
it
of
too.
questions.
Because yeah, I
Because
absolutely
she might be
agree.
doing an unbelievably brave thing. And if it
Absolutely.
leads to them, having consequences and like going to jail and her potentially saving other women from the same kind of stuff, then
Agreed.
bravo. But
Yeah.
like,
The
I
lead
don't
up to
know.
it, but the lead up to it, and like somebody said the word merchandising, and I think that is
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
word, that's an interesting word to use. Merchandising for the lead up to the speech on the floor. You're right. It's a little, I just have questions. I still have lots of
Same.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't understand why, like, did you go to the cops? Are there police reports? What attorneys are involved in this? What about all of that? And then in addition to that, where are all the other women? What's going to
Yeah.
happen now? Are these guys going to go to jail? Are we going to see follow up? Yeah, there's a lot more.
There's questions for sure.
Mhm.
So, and it could be one of those things because I know a lot of people are praising her, saying that she tried to go through proper channels and was ignored. And if they ignore a congresswoman, imagine how much they ignore just a regular Joe Schmo
Yeah,
woman, right?
right.
Like that, she may be bringing attention to a totally corrupt South Carolina
And
law enforcement.
I can
Maybe
see
that's
that
true.
too. I can totally see that too. I can. Which is why there needs to be more to this story.
Right.
We need to see more
So,
follow up.
very much
Right.
looking forward to seeing how this plays out because there are a lot of questions in the
Mhm.
delivery choice, shall we say.
Mhm.
So, anyway, that's another thing that's going on right now today that you should know about.
Right. And hopefully if there is a situation where she was ignored, there will be reform and she will help with that
Yeah,
reform. Because
absolutely.
like you and I have had stalkers in the past, and we've seen how the judicial system just sucks when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And that's a
For
whole
victims,
different
it really does.
it really does suck for victims, and you have to deal with the person that has, been stalking. I mean, it's just the whole system is borked for women. It is. It's
Mhm.
borked. And so I can see a lot of different sides here. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope that, we get more information and that, it sucks for her. It sucks for her too.
yeah, absolutely.